It'll be Wiggins and James Thacker tipping to begin the game. Ball in the air. Tip is going to go out of bounds. They're going to say it's off of Murphy, and it'll be Sequoyah basketball. So Grant with it out front for Sequoyah. We're underway. Grant, diagonal pass over to the right wing. It goes to Wiggins. Wiggins jump shot good in the lane. Sequoyah comes out in the press, a 1-2-2. Well, it's actually a 1-2-1-1. Ledford now with it in front court as they break it fairly easily. In the left corner, that's Jack Murphy. Up top to James Thacker, over to Jordan Ledford, to Farrar in the right corner. Farrar feeds it to Murphy on the short corner. He goes to the block. Shot is no good, and rebound pulled down by Trevor Stakely. Dalton Stakely will enter front court. Up front it goes to McKee, and now Joe Grant comes back out front. McKee right side. McKee fakes. Grant sets the pick. Now it's handed off right side to Wiggins. Wiggins over to Grant. Chargers going to switch. 6:50 to go in the first quarter. Sequoyah leads it 2-0 with the basketball. Switch again. They match up. They wanted. Grant drove, missed the shot. Trevor Stakely with a rebound, kicks it out to McKee for three. And he drains it. Three-pointer for McKee. Sequoyah leads it 5-0. Ledford in front court with the basketball. Over it goes to Mac Thacker, left wing. He'll dribble it out front. Now give it up to Ledford, who hands it off to James Thacker. A little 1-3-1 zone here for Sequoyah. The backdoor cut should be there. Farrar with it, left wing. Over it goes to James Thacker. Three-pointer for James. That one's no good. Long rebound out front will be controlled by Grant of Sequoyah. Into front court it goes. Hands it off to McKee. McKee spots up for three. That one rattled out. James Thacker with a rebound for the Chargers. Thacker in front court. Thacker. Over it goes right wing to Ledford. Ledford traveled with the basketball. Shuffled his feet before he started his dribble. Fairly well-packed house here at Sequoyah High School tonight. Grant with it out front for Sequoyah. Chiefs on top 5-0, 5:38 to go in the first quarter. Chargers have been slow starters in a lot of games this year. Walker Valley jumped out 13-1 on them Tuesday night. Three-pointer Grant, that one's no good. Ledford clears the rebound for the Chargers. Into front court, Jordan Ledford with the basketball, right wing. Bounce pass in the corner to Mac Thacker. Back out right wing to Ledford. Over it goes to James Thacker, left wing to Farrar. Back out front to James Thacker. Over to Jordan Ledford on the right wing. Lobs it back over left side to James Thacker. Corner for Farrar for three. Bottom. James Thacker with the assists. Farrar drains the three-pointer. And Central pulls within two early on here. McKee with it right wing. McKee in the paint. Fakes. Shot up. Rattles out for McKee. Mac Thacker pulls down the rebound for the Chargers. Up ahead it goes to Farrar from James Thacker. Floater's good. James Thacker with another assist. Farrar with the bucket. He's got all five of the Chargers' points. We're tied at 5. 4:38 to go in the first quarter. McKee with it out front. He gets a pick from Grant. Grant doesn't roll when he backs out and takes the pass. We got Grant versus Mac Thacker. Over on the left wing to Stakely. Stakely's three is no good. And James Thacker gets the rebound and he's fouled. Fouls on 44, John Douglas Wiggins, his first. Team's first. Quickly up ahead, behind the defense is Murphy. His shot is blocked by Stakely. But he gets the loose basketball, puts it back in, does Jack Murphy for the bucket, and the Chargers lead it. Grant kicks it out front to McKee. McKee backs it out on the right wing, swings it back out between the circles to Grant. Grant with the basketball, dribbling between the circles. Drives down the right side of the lane, spins in the paint. Wild shot goes up, no good, but Stakely's there for the rebound, puts it in. Trevor Stakely with 3 rebounds here in the early going ties the game. His first bucket. Tied at 7 now with 3:40 to go in the first quarter. Ledford with it right side. Over it goes to Mac Thacker on the left wing. Bounces it back out to James Thacker. Over right side to Ledford. Ledford back over to James Thacker, left corner. Mac Thacker for 3. That one's no good. Tipped around. Jordan Ledford with the offensive rebound. Kicks it out front to James Thacker. Right elbow to Mac Thacker. Takes 2 dribbles, 3 dribbles, shots up. No good. Backside rebound, Grant. Grant in front court. Lives it off left wing. McKee open for 3. Banked it home. That's 6 for McKee. And Sequoyah takes a 10-7 lead. 2:53 to go in the first quarter. Ledford with it, right wing. Ledford. Bounce pass, left elbow. Jack Murphy, jumper. Good. Ledford with the assist. Murphy with his 4th point of the night. Chargers pull within 1 with 2:40 to go in the first quarter. Wiggins with it, right wing for Sequoyah. Up top it goes McKee, long 3-pointer. That one's long, no good. Rebound pulled down by Farrar. Farrar will enter front court. Over it goes to Ledford on the right wing for the Chargers. Skips it across Farrar, left side. Long 3 for Farrar. That one's no good. Ledford offensive rebound, and he's fouled on the floor by Trevor Stakely. It'll be his first, team second. A whistle and a substitution's coming in. Garrett King entering the game and Darius Carden for the Chargers. Ledford leaves and Murphy. And entering the game for Sequoyah was Bledsoe, Ethan Bledsoe. Dalton Stakely took a rest. James Thacker with it out front for the Chargers. Skips it over left side to Farrar. Into the left corner, Carden. Carden picks up his dribble. Into Mike Thacker, left side of the lane, over to James Thacker. Now down in the baseline to Garrett King. James Thacker with another assist. Garrett King drains the jumper. Chargers take the lead. 11-10, 2:17 to go in the first. In front court, McKee with it. Gives it off on the right side to Wiggins. Wiggins spins off the glass, scores. 4 for Wiggins. And Sequoyah back out in front, 12-11. Carden over to James Thacker. They enter front court, breaking the press into the left corner. 3-pointer Garrett King. Rattled out that time. Went down, came back out. Wiggins with the rebound. Wiggins in front court. Wiggins, baseline, wild shot. Rattles out, no good. James Thacker with the rebound for the Chargers. Into front court, James Thacker. Bounce pass, Carden for 2. James Thacker with another assist. Carden hits the 2-pointer. Central back out in front, 13-12. Wiggins jump shot on the other end, no good. Rebound pulled down and put back in by Cade Fritz. So Sequoyah back out in front. Bounce pass into front court to Farrar. To the trailing Carden. Shot no good. They're going to call the offensive foul on Carden. His first, team first. Ledford checks in for Farrar. And Cade Self enters the game for Trevor Stakely for Sequoyah. So Ledford for Farrar for the Chargers. Self for Trevor Stakely for Sequoyah. Self with it out front. Over it goes to Grant. 4 to go in the first. Sequoyah up 14-13. Grant spots up for 3 and drains it. First bucket of the night for Grant. Sequoyah now up 4, 17-13 with 1:11 to go in the first quarter. James Thacker with the basketball. Over it goes to Darius Carden. Carden, left elbow to Mike Thacker. Thacker in the paint. Kicks it off to James Thacker. Right corner, Darius Carden. This little floater from the baseline is good. That's 4 for Carden. Central's within 2. Out front to Cade Fritz. Fritz hands it off to Joe Grant. Grant, another 3. Another bottom. 6 for Grant. He's warming up. Sequoyah on top by 5 now, 20-15. Ledford to the trailing Carden, and Carden is fouled by Cade Self. That'll be his first, team third. Jack Murphy going to re-enter the game. He's coming in for Mac Thacker. And coming in for Sequoyah is Gavin McKee, and Wiggins will go to the sideline for a breather. Carden with it left wing in the left corner. Garrett King back out front to James Thacker. Back over to Carden left side. James Thacker back over to Carden. Back over to James. Now 10 seconds to go in the first. Carden left side. Carden 8 seconds, 7 seconds to Jack Murphy. Picking or the give and go is no good. Carden misses the shot, the whistle, and they're going to say the ball was out of bounds off the Chargers. So Sequoyah will get the basketball. 2 seconds to go in the first quarter. Up ahead mid-court it goes. The heave, and at the end of one, Sequoyah leads the Chargers 20-15 on 99.5 FM. Hey, where's our locker room at? You know where it's at? Chargers trail Sequoyah 20-15. It'll be Central basketball as we begin the second quarter. Chargers led it 12-11, and Sequoyah closed out the quarter on a 9-3 run. Thacker with the basketball. Over it goes left side to Carden. Carden to Jordan Ledford, almost traveled. Lorden, Ledford, into the paint to King, back out to Ledford. Ledford drives and whistle, foul. We'll say it's on the floor. Called it on Cade Fritz, his first, team fourth. So Central will inbound from the baseline. 7:44 to go in the half. Out front it goes to King. Over it goes left wing. James Thacker now in the left corner to Ledford. Back out to James Thacker. Swung through Garrett King over to the right wing to Carden. In the paint to Garrett King. King almost threw it away. James Thacker saves it into Jordan Ledford. Ledford tried to hit Jack Murphy on the right block, but it's deflected out of bounds by Sequoyah, and the Chargers will inbound from the baseline. Into the right corner it goes to Carden. Carden drives. Floater from the baseline for Carden. No good. Backside rebound Wiggins. Up ahead, behind the defense, to Gavin McKee, who's fouled on the floor by Jordan Ledford. That'll be his first, team second of the first half. As a result, Sequoyah will inbound from their baseline. Fritz gives it into Wiggins. Wiggins out front. He's picked up by James Thacker. Over it goes to Fritz. Fritz three-pointer, rattles home. 5 for Cade Fritz. And Sequoyah's lead is 8 with 7:02 to go in the half. James Thacker drives. Offensive foul, James Thacker. Fritz took the charge. So Thacker gets a foul and a turnover. Third team foul against the Chargers. That is the first foul on James Thacker. Mike Thacker going to check in for Murphy. So Central going to go big with this lineup. Relatively speaking, that is. Wiggins with the basketball out front. Chargers are switching. Fritz with it between, McKee with it between the circles. Now Wiggins. Wiggins drives. Wiggins off the glass for 2. 6 for Wiggins. It's a 10-point lead for Sequoyah after the Chargers led 12-11. It's a 14-3 run for the Chiefs. James Thacker, three-pointer left wing. That's short. And Garrett King can't pull down the rebound, but it's knocked out of his hands by Bledsoe. And so the Chargers will inbound from the baseline. Ledford looking. Out front it goes to Farrar. Farrar picks up his dribble, swings it left side to James Thacker, back over to Farrar on the right wing. Right corner, Garrett King, back out front to Farrar. Back to Garrett King, skips it over, diagonal pass to James Thacker. Left side, Ledford, his jumper is no good, and Bledsoe pulls down the rebound for Sequoyah. Wiggins with it in front court. Wiggins working on Garrett King. Wiggins drives, no one helps. He misses the shot. There's a foul on the rebound on Bledsoe. His first, team's fifth. So the Chargers will get the ball back with 5:55 to go in the half. Sequoyah closed out the first quarter on a 9-3 run, and they've opened up the second quarter with 5 more points. So it's a 14-3 run right now. Left corner, Garrett King with a basketball. He goes baseline, kicks it back out left wing to Mac Thacker. Mac Thacker backs his way in, kicks it out front to Ledford. Ledford drives, bounce pass over left wing. Mac Thacker steps back for the three. Shot is no good. Garrett King gets the offensive rebound and puts it in. 4 points for Garrett King. Chargers are within 8 with 5:24 to go in the half. Grant with the basketball out front for Sequoyah. Grant still with it, backs it out there to set the offense. They've cleared the lane. Are they going to run motion with it? Nope, off it goes left wing. Wiggins drains the three, and he's fouled by Jordan Ledford. So Wiggins, 9 points, will go to the line for one for a possible 4-point play with Sequoyah up 28-17. Second foul on Ledford, 4th team foul. Wiggins drains the free throw. 10 points for Wiggins in the first half, and suddenly Sequoyah leads it by 12. James Thacker to Garrett King. Back over to James on the left wing. Back out front to King, to Ledford. In the paint, it goes to Mac Thacker. He takes 2 bounces, turns, shoots, misses. Ledford with the offensive rebound, and then Ledford traveled with the basketball. So Ledford got the offensive board, but he took steps. And they'll give the ball back to Sequoyah with 4:49 to go in the half, and Carden checks in for Jordan Ledford. 29-17, Sequoyah on top. Central last led at 12-11. Grant spots up for a three. Nobody picked him up. He missed. Farrar pulled down the rebound. Looked like a foul on Mac Thacker, or looks like someone went over the back of Mac Thacker on that rebound. No call. Carden with it right side. Over it goes to Mac Thacker. Three-pointer for Mac. That one's no good. And Grant with the rebound. We need Mac in the paint. Grant drives by Mac. Layup no good. But McKee's there for the rebound. He puts it back in. And we have timeout on the floor. Back in 30 seconds on 99.5 FM. We'll be back in 30 seconds on 99.5 FM. Welcome back to Sequoyah High School. Chargers trail 31-17. And Sequoyah is on a 20-5 run currently. Diagonal pass across to Farrar. Back out left wing to James Thacker. Thacker's still with it. Over it goes to Carden. Carden drives. Oh, he had a layup. Kicks it out instead to Garrett King, who drains the jumper. So Carden gets the assist. Garrett King, his 6th point. Central pulls back within 12 with 3:43 to go in the half. Grant drives, finger roll no good. Wiggins tip no good. Garrett King pulls down the rebound. James Thacker into the right corner, and Carden doesn't handle the pass. Turnover Carden. He tried to pass it before he caught it, so it goes out of bounds back over to Sequoyah with 3:25 to go in the half. 31-19, Chiefs on top of the Chargers. They were up big here in this building a year ago as well, and the Chargers came storming back and stole one. McKee drives, and a nice spin off the glass from McKee. He has 10. Quickly the other way, James Thacker drives. Blocking foul on Sequoyah, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Grant whistled for that one, his first, team 6th. James Thacker has not scored in the first half so far. He'll step to the line to shoot 2. Free throw is good, and he's finally in the scorebook. Mac Thacker also has not scored. And we have 3 minutes, 5 seconds to go in the first half. Second free throw for James Thacker, rolls around and through. The Chargers within 12. James Thacker now with 2 points. 2:59 to go in the half. Sequoyah with a basketball. Joe Grant with it out front. Grant drives. Grant by his defender, lays it in. They just cleared the lane for Grant till a less quick player picked him up and he drives to the hoop. Farrar, 3-pointer from the corner. Bottom. Mac Thacker to Isaiah Farrar for 3. Isaiah with 8. Chargers are within 11 with 2:30 to go in the half. Grant kicks it off left wing. McKee for 3. Bottom. Grant with the assist. McKee with 13 here in the first half. And Sequoyah's on top by 14 with 2:12 to go in the half. Into the right corner it goes to Mac Thacker. Thacker dribbles up to the short corner, picks up his dribble to Jack Murphy, who drains the jumper. So Mac Thacker with the assist. Jack Murphy drains the jumper. He has 6. And Central is within 12 at 38-26, 1:50 to go in the half. Grant drives and scores. Grant blew by Mac Thacker and laid it in. He has 10. It's a 14-point lead for Sequoyah. Over it goes to Farrar. Back over to James Thacker. James back out front. Farrar for 3. That one's no good. Mac Thacker with a rebound. So Mac with the offensive board. Now kicks it out front to Carden. Right corner is Farrar. Back out to the front right side to Carden. Back right wing now Farrar. Skipped across to James Thacker deep on the left side. Back across right wing to Farrar into the right corner to Jack Murphy. Murphy drives. Murphy stops. Shot is blocked by Trevor Stakely, but Mac Thacker drives, misses the lay-in. And now going the other way is Stakely, Dalton Stakely. To John Douglas Wiggins for 3. That one's no good. Jack Murphy pulls down the rebound for the Chargers. In the front court to Farrar. Farrar, runner, bottom. 10 for Farrar. Chargers trail at 40-28. 35 seconds to go in the half. And we have timeout on the floor. Back in 30 seconds, listening to Central High School basketball on 99.5 FM. Sequoyah leads the Chargers 40-28 with 33.2 seconds to go in the half. Sequoyah with the basketball. Grant takes the inbounds pass. In backcourt, now crosses over into the front court. Guarded out there by Mac Thacker. Grant. They've cleared out the paint for Grant to take Mac one-on-one. Will somebody come and help is the question and take a charge because he's going to drive it. Now Garrett King picks him up after the pick. Now Grant, 5 seconds on the clock. Right side it goes to McKee. McKee, 3-pointer, wild one. Behind the backboard, and that's the end of the half. 40-28. And a technical foul on Andy Pennington. Technical foul on Andy Pennington. So Chargers will be shooting technical free throws, I guess, to begin the second half. So to begin the second half, the Chargers will be shooting technical free throws to start the second half. They will not shoot them now. They'll be starting the second half. It'll be a technical free throws for the Chargers, and they'll get the basketball. So at the end of the first half, 40-28, Chiefs on top on 99.5 FM. We'll have Meet the Chargers up next by Andy Pennington. James Thacker hits the first free throw and the second. And Central will take possession of the basketball down 10 to start the half. And they did not change the arrow, so I guess the Chiefs will keep the arrow. So Thacker gets the pick from Mac Thacker. It was a little bit of a moving screen there by Mac. He leaned into him. James drives, floater is up, no good. Offensive foul, James Thacker. So it'll be a foul and a turnover. His second foul, first team foul of the half. So Central down 10. And Sequoyah with the basketball, 7:40 to go in the ball game. Grant will walk it up. 40-30, Sequoyah on top. Grant goes by Murphy. Floater in the lane, no good. Tipped around though. Dalton Stakely with a rebound. His putback no good, and Jordan Ledford clears the rebound for the Chargers. Up ahead to Farrar. Farrar lobs it over in the corner to James Thacker. 15-footer, bottom. Farrar with the assist. James Thacker with 6 points now. He scored 4 to start the second half. Central's within 8 with 7:11 to go in the third quarter. McKee with it, left side. McKee steps back, three-pointer. That one's no good. Ledford with a rebound. Ledford pushes it into front court. Dribbles onto the right wing. Bounce pass right block. Murphy turns toward the baseline. Floater good for Murphy. 8 points for Murphy. So Ledford to Murphy. 6-point deficit. The Chargers have scored the first 6 points of the second half. Wiggins with it left side to Dalton Stakely. Over to Grant. Now right wing to McKee. Up front to Stakely. Dalton Stakely, that is. McKee with it right wing. Back over to Dalton Stakely. Three-pointer. Bottom. His first points of the night. And Sequoyah pulls back out in front by 9 with 6:18 to go in the third. Quickly the other way. Farrar for three. Rattled out, no good. Wiggins pulls down the rebound. Wiggins down the paint. Wiggins, jumper. No good. Rebound, Jordan Ledford. Ledford into front court for the Chargers. Over it goes to Jack Murphy. Three-pointer. That one's no good. James Thacker with a rebound. Spots up for three. That one's no good. And Grant pulls down the rebound for Sequoyah. Into front court, Sequoyah with the basketball. Swings it over the left side to Dalton Stakely. To John Douglas Wiggins. Grant drives by Ledford. Shot is up, no good, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot two. Foul's going to be on Mac Thacker. His first, team second. So Grant, 10 points in the first half, steps to the line to shoot 2 free throws. He had 21 at Central and 8 rebounds to lead Sequoyah in both back on December 7th. Central won that one 78-62. Grant makes that free throw. That'll put Sequoyah back out in front by 10. And missed the second one. Rebound pulled down by Ledford. Into front court, James Thacker. Diagonal pass in the corner to Farrar. Out front to Ledford. James Thacker into the left corner to Mac Thacker for three. That one's no good. Tipped out front. Jack Murphy with the offensive board and the assist to Ledford. So Jack Murphy with an offensive rebound finds Ledford on the right block for the assist. And the Chargers are back within 8. First bucket of the night for Ledford. The Chargers down 44-36. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Grant, three-pointer. That one's no good. Long rebound, Trevor Stakely. To John Douglas Wiggins. He goes baseline. Shot no good. Mac Thacker clears the rebound. Hands it off to his brother James. James in front court. James into the right corner, Farrar. Out front, Mac Thacker. Mac. Short corner to Jack Murphy. Almost lost the ball. Kicks it out to Ledford. Ledford. Bounce pass across to James Thacker into the right corner. Farrar for three. That one's short. And the rebound pulled down out front by Dalton Stakely of Sequoyah. He'll take it into front court. Dribble over to the right wing. Wait for the trailing Grant. Now Grant kicks it back out front to Stakely. To McKee, who fakes left, brings it back to the right to Dalton Stakely. Grant checks it with Stakely, three-pointer bottom. Well, now Dalton Stakely's hot. He's hit 2 threes in the second half. And Sequoyah's in top by 11. To Ledford, now front court right side, and Mac Thacker right elbow. Gives it off to the cutting Jack Murphy for the reverse layup, misses it. And McKee pulls down the rebound. Into front court, Grant. Grant drives. Foul on the floor by Jordan Ledford. That's his third, team's third. And so Sequoyah will inbound from the baseline, leading the Chargers 47-36 with 3:43 to go in the third quarter. Wiggins gets it in right side to McKee. And we have timeout on the floor. Back in 30 seconds, listening to Central High School basketball on 99.5 FM. Did the student section leave? There were a lot more kids here earlier. (47-36). Chiefs on top of the Chargers. They have the basketball. There's McKee, three-pointer left side. That one's no good, and Garrett King pulls down the rebound for the Chargers. Hands it off to James Thacker, and Thacker enters front court with it. Bounce pass in the right corner is Farrar. Down on the right block to Mac Thacker for two. Mac Thacker's first bucket of the night comes with 3:19 to go in the third quarter. Chargers are down 9, 47-38. Grant, over it goes right wing to Dalton Stakely. McKee for three. That one's no good. And Mac Thacker with a rebound. Passes it over to James Thacker, and James enters front court right side. Left side it goes to Mac. Back over to James on the right. Long three-pointer for James, bottom. Mac with the assist. James Thacker drains the three. He has 9, and the Chargers have pulled back within 6. Time to play a little defense. Wiggins with it out front. He'll try to drive. Kicks it off right side, Dalton Stakely. Steps back, three-pointer, drained it. He's hot in the second half. He's hit 3 threes. They're back on top by 9. 50-41. James Thacker with it right side. Skips it across to Ledford, who almost lost the ball. Bounce pass to the cutting Garrett King for 2. Ledford with the assist. Garrett King now has 8 points, and the Chargers have pulled within 7. 2:05 to go in the third. Dalton Stakely with it in the left corner. Stakely in the paint, kicks it out front to McKee, right side to Grant. Back over to McKee, now back to Grant. Grant, guarded by Ledford this time. Here comes the pick to Trevor Stakely. Foul going to be called on Jordan Ledford as he ran into the screen. That's his 4th. Team's 4th of the half. So they're saying he extended his arms as he ran into the screen. And so now Lott Hawley checks into the game for Ledford. Carden in there for Farrar. Grant dribbling on the right wing, guarded by Hawley. Over it goes to Wiggins. Now Bledsoe with it out front, back to Grant, hits the cutting Wiggins for 2. Grant with the assist. Wiggins with his first bucket of the second half, he has 12. Quickly the other way, James Thacker to Mac Thacker. And Mac is fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2. Foul's going to be on Bledsoe. His second. Sequoyah's second of the half. Mac Thacker hits the free throw. 3 points for Mac. Chargers are down 8, 52-44. Mac makes them both. And we have timeout on the floor. We'll take a break. Chargers trail Sequoyah 52-45 with 1:24 left in the third. Back in 30 seconds on 99.5 FM. 52-45 with 1:20 to go in the third quarter. Wiggins in front court with it. Wiggins up to Dalton Stakely. Now back out front to Wiggins. Picks up his dribble. Skips it across to Dalton Stakely. There it is to Self. Now Grant, left wing to Wiggins. Bounce pass short corner to Bledsoe. Out front, Grant for three. That one's no good. Tipped around, and Sequoyah is going to come down with a rebound. Self spots up for a three. Missed it. Carden with a backside rebound. Excuse me, that's Fritz with the three. Not Self. The Chargers down 7, 40 seconds to go in the third. James Thacker with it, left wing. Over it goes to Carden. Carden still with it, picks up his dribble to Lott Holly. Into the left corner, James Thacker for three. Bottom. Holly with the assist. James Thacker with 12. Chargers have pulled within 4. Wiggins with it on the front court right side. And then ball kicked by James Thacker as he tried to make a cross-court pass to Grant. So Sequoyah will inbound right sideline front court with 17.5 seconds to go in the third quarter. Sequoyah 52, Chargers 48. So far, Chargers have outscored Sequoyah 20-12 this quarter. Dalton Stakely with it deep left wing. Wiggins into the corner to Grant, open for three. Missed it, but put back no good. And at the end of three, Sequoyah 52, Chargers 48 on 99.5 FM. Now down 4, 52-48. Chargers came back from a much bigger deficit a year ago in this building than they were behind tonight. But it's a vastly different lineup for the Chargers tonight. Dalton Stakely over to Grant. Looks like they're going to take the air out of it, try to find a cheap backdoor pass. As they pass it back and forth deep. Out front, ball tipped. Grant picks it up. Back over it goes to Stakely. Now the free throw line to Trevor Stakely. Right side, McKee was open, didn't take the three. He's going to bring it back out front. Over to Grant between the circles. So they're going to change strategy here. And they have taken the air out of the basketball. Into the right corner it goes to Wiggins. There's McKee. Right side Stakely. Open three. That one went through. He's 4 for 4 for three in the second half. If they hold on and win it, they give him the game ball. They're up 7 now with 7:03 to go. That one rattled around, but it fell through. So they feed Mac Thacker on the short corner. His floater is up and good. Kissed it off the glass. 6 for Mac. I don't think he wanted to kiss it off the glass, but it's a good thing it did. So Chargers are now down 5 with 6:40 to go in the game. Sequoyah with the basketball. And Lott Holly almost stole it. Wiggins still with it. Kicks it off right side to Grant. Grant. Over, there it is to Stakely again for three. That one, finally he missed one. Darius Carden with a rebound. Carden in front court. Carden floater down the lane, no good. And Grant pulls down the rebound. Up ahead to Trevor Stakely. Kicks it back out to Grant. Now to McKee, we have timeout on the floor. Back in 60 seconds. Chargers down by 5 with 6:10 to go on 99.5 FM. Well, Sequoyah basketball coming out of this timeout. 6:10 to go in the ball game. They lead the Chargers by 5. 55-50. And they've kind of let the air out, going to run some clock. There's Grant with it, back over to Dalton Stakely, who is 4 for 5 from 3 in the second half. Now there's McKee with it. McKee picks up his dribble. Out front it comes to Grant. He's going to check it back and forth so far. Set a pick, Wiggins. Now James Thacker picks up Grant. Deep. There's McKee, whistle. Make the entry pass left side of the lane to John Douglas Wiggins. They're going to call a bump on Darius Carden. His second, team's 5th. So 5 fouls on the Chargers, 2 on the Chiefs. Ledford checks back into the game, 4 fouls. There's the entry pass. The bucket's good and he's fouled. Dalton Stakely inbound pass to Fritz for 2. And Fritz will go to the line for 1. Fouls on Mac Thacker, his second, team 6th. Carden checks in for Holly. So Fritz at the line for 1. He has 7 points. Sequoyah leads it by 7, 57-50, 5:39 to go. Missed the free throw. James Thacker with a rebound. Chargers in front court. Actually, they're down 9, 59-50. Three-pointer, Mac Thacker, bottom. 9 for Mac Thacker, all in the second half. Actually, it was 57-50, now it's 57-53. Scoreboard operators here have trouble, apparently. Whistle, 5 count against Grant. I thought they were going to call a reach-in on Lon Holly, but Holly guarded him well. Grant turned it over for the first time tonight. Haven't been a ton of turnovers for Sequoyah. In fact, that's the second turnover of the night for the Chiefs. And then James Thacker turns it right back over. Grant with the steal. Grant works his way in, misses the shot. Mike Thacker pulls down the rebound. Chargers down 4. 4:59 to go. Lon Holly from 3. Bottom! Lon Holly drained the 3. James Thacker to Holly for 3. Chargers are down 1. There's Dalton Stakely with it. Now out front it is to McKee. Chargers have battled back to within 1. And a whistle, foul, and they'll go to the line for 1 and 1. Fouls on Jack Murphy, his first. Team 7. So far, Sequoyah only whistled for 2 fouls. And McKee to the line for 1 and 1. Garrett King checks in for Murphy. That was Murphy's second foul. Free throw for McKee on its way. Missed it. And Mac Thacker with the rebound. He'll hand it to his brother James. James will enter front court right side. 4:33 to go. Chargers have battled back to within 1. It's 57-56 Sequoyah. Carden, right wing to James Thacker. Right corner, Garrett King for 3. Rattled out, no good. Wiggins with a rebound. Into front court, Grant. To Wiggins. Left wing, McKee, open for 3, didn't take it. McKee drives, and he traveled with the basketball. So there's a turnover. They had 1 turnover entering the last minute or so of play, and they've got 2 in the last minute. Carden with it right wing. Into the right side of the lane to Mike Thacker. Kicks it out, James for 3. That one is no good, it rattles out. But Darius Carden with the offensive rebound. Put back, no good. He's fouled, will go to the line to shoot 2. Foul's going to be on 12. Gavin McKee, his first, team's 3rd. And now Darius Carden at the line to shoot 2. A chance to give the Chargers to tie the game and then give them the lead if he makes them both. 3:52 remaining. Central down 1. Made the first one. Like a boss. 5 points for Darius Carden. First point of the second half. We're tied at 57. So Trevor Stakely checks into the game for Cade Fritz. Second free throw for Carden's good. Made both of them, and you look up, and suddenly Central's in the lead, 58-47. 58-57 rather. 30-17 in the second half for the Chargers so far. Wiggins with it out front. Hands it off right side to Self, and now there's Grant with it. Trevor Stakely going to try to set a pick for James Thacker. They fight around it. Mike Thacker picks him up, pick and roll. Trevor Stakely turns, shoots, bricks it. Rebound pulled down by Mike Thacker. This wasn't smooth. Now Mack with it in front court, and Mack almost turned it over. Carden to Garrett King for 2. Carden with the assist. Garrett King with his 10th point tonight, and Central's up 3 with 3:10 to go. It's 60-57 Chargers. There's the pick. Chargers switch. Wiggins drives. Wiggins scores. 14 for John Douglas Wiggins. It's 60-59. 2:48 to go in the ball game. Chargers up 1 with the basketball. James Thacker with it out front. James still with it. Feeds it to Mack. Mack along the baseline. Mack tried to get the cutter, couldn't get the pass off. whistle, and there's going to be a foul on Trevor Stickley. It's his second, team's fourth. So 2:34 to go in the ball game. Central with the basketball up one. And they will inbound from the baseline. Self out. So the starting five back on the court for Sequoyah. Carden in the left corner. Carden spins, floater from the base. Carter, little spinning floater along the baseline. Chargers are back up by 3. 2:20 to go in the game. Sequoyah with it. Wiggins out front. Wiggins. Chargers in a man. There's Dalton Stickley. Kicks it out to McKee. McKee drives. Missed it. And Mac Thacker pulls down the rebound. Outlet pass to Darius Carden. Carden deep on the left wing into the left corner to Garrett King. The cutter wasn't there. Darius Carden baseline to Mac Thacker. Mac turns, 15-footer. Bottom! Darius Carden another assist. Mac Thacker with 11. Central's up 5 with 1:40 to go. Oh, and that's a foul. Watt Holly tried to deny Joe Grant, and he was called for the foul, and so Grant will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. First foul on the lot, team's 8th. And so now the clock stops, and Joe Grant goes to the line. He's a good free throw shooter to shoot 1 and 1. 1 and 1. 1:36 to go. Chargers are up 5. Sequoyah's Joe Grant at the line for 1 and 1. Free throw on its way. Made it. That's 12 points for Grant now. He had 10 at the half. He missed one early, a free throw earlier though. Missed another one. Rebound, Matt Thacker. So Grant 2 of 4 from the line in the second half. Chargers up 64-60 with 1:25 to go, and they have the basketball. And if Sequoyah has the foul later, Chargers are not in the bonus. Garrett King shot an air ball. Backside rebound pulled down by Cade Fritz. 1:10 to go. Sequoyah with the ball down 4. John Douglas Wiggins with it out front. Wiggins trying to go by King. Off the glass. Missed it. James Thacker pulled down the rebound. Pretty good defense to avoid fouling by King. And James Thacker got to get it in front court. There he is. Now they're going to try to take the air out of it. James Thacker guarded by John Douglas Wiggins over to Carden. Carden guarded and whistled and foul. That'll be foul number 5 though. So there's where the problem comes when there aren't a lot of fouls called on the home team. If they're trailing, they can't put Central to the line until, at least 2 more fouls from now. Chargers theoretically could take about 6 seconds off. That's almost a turnover. Ball knocked around. It is a turnover. Bad pass by Holly. Couldn't be controlled by King, and it's knocked out of bounds. So Sequoyah gets the ball back. 44 seconds to go. Sequoyah with a basketball. Central up 4. Grant for 3. Drained it. Grant drains the 3. It's a 1-point game, but Sequoyah's Andy Pennington calls timeout. 64-63 with 34 seconds to go. Back in 30 seconds on 99.5 FM. High school, Chargers turned it over with an opportunity to try to run the clock down, and Sequoyah would have to foul and get them to the free throw line. Unfortunately, Holly tried to hit a cutting Garrett King going to the basket. The ball was tipped around. They said it went off King. And then in the ensuing possession, Grant off Sequoyah drained a 3-pointer to cut it to 1. Central led by 5. It's now down to 1 with 34 seconds to go. They also trailed by double digits a lot tonight too. But they're back. They're ahead by 1 now. 34 seconds to go. That's almost a turnover. Carden gets it into front court to Mike Thacker. Run some clock, boys. Over there to James Thacker, deep on the right side. James Thacker fouled by McKee. His second, team 6th. So the next foul put the Chargers to the free throw line, but that took 15 seconds off the clock. So Holly going to check in. But we have timeout on the floor instead. Back in 30 seconds, 19 seconds to go in the game. Chargers down 64-63, and we have timeout on the floor. You're listening to Charger Basketball on WYGO Sports. Know the score. Basketball. They're going to be inbounding right sideline front court. On the floor for Central, Garrett King, Mac Thacker, James Thacker, Isaiah Farrar, Darius Carton. For Sequoyah, Fritz, McKee, Wiggins, Dalton Stakely, Joe Grant. Carton, in it goes in the backcourt to James Thacker. Whistle, foul. 1.6 seconds went off the clock, and James Thacker will step to the line to shoot 1-1. Foul's going to be on McKee. I thought he called it on 12. I guess he called it on 11. Fritz, his second, team 7th. So James Thacker at the line, 17.4 seconds to go. The Chargers up 64-63. Free throw is good. 13 for Thacker. James Thacker, that is. Made them both. James Thacker with 14. Central's up 3 with 15 seconds to go. There's Grant. Grant still with the basketball. Grant going to drive. He's going to step back. 3. Missed it. Charger basketball. They said it was an air ball. We'll take it. 6.4 seconds to go. Central with the ball up 3. Now the key here, don't turn it over. And we have timeout on the floor. Doug Armstrong wants a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. 66-63. Chargers on top with 6.4 seconds to go. Back after this on 99.5 FM.
Whoever's running the clock.
She's not starting on time? Hey, it's been that way every game. They're showing a 1-2-2. It'll probably be a 1-2-1-1 is what it's been. I would think they would man up, though, instead. They're not going to. They're going to go 1-2-2. No, it is man. They have manned up out of it. Mac Thacker takes the inbound pass. He's fouled and will go to the line to shoot free throws with 5 seconds to go. Foul is going to be on Dalton Stakely. That's his first, team's 8th. See how many points James has. I may have given him the wrong amount. So 14 was accurate. Mac Thacker's at the line. He has 11. Free throw is up and good. 12 for Mac. And we have timeout on the floor. Central up 4 with 5 seconds to go. Back in 30 seconds on 99.5 FM. We'll stay here as they take a short timeout. He only shot 1 free throw so far. So Mac Thacker will go back to the line for the second end of a 1-1. 12 points for Mac. Central up 67-63, 5 seconds to go in the game. Free throw up, it's good. Chargers up 5, 68-63. The clock didn't, now it started. They rolled it up. Grant picks it up, shoots the 3, drains the 3. But they're out of timeouts. And your final score, 68-66. Chargers storm back to win it in the second half. They trailed 40-28. And they win it 68-66, outscoring Sequoyah 40-26 in the second half to win it. Back-to-back seasons, the Chargers have overcome double-digit deficits to win here. They came back from more than 20 a year ago, came back from 16 down in the second half here tonight